Yakwe Kwaj atol Marshall Island, tain komanta, nanan episode is clan. Clan ito kajin majal chui. Spelling it Choe. Chui. Matan chui ain ichir. Epi manite.
Yakwe tain kera tain chui ain kalo imka ba happy manit week.
Yakwe atan chui ain raur. Kambol happy manite.
Yakwe atan chui ain kalo. Komol happy manite.
My name is Christy Wagnon, and I am the events coordinator for Kwaj Current Scuba Club. So my involvement is helping put everything together. It looks like a lot of women diving and a lot of men cooking. So the women are diving, the men are cooking. We have some great swag bags. We have an underwater photo shoot. So there's a nice frame underwater where everybody is going to be hanging out and taking pictures, and then come back up and all just hang out and eat and drink and hang out at the end of the day. I mean, you immediately go into the water. So you have to do online training first. Once you do that, the first day you're in the water. So you start in the pool, you do some closed dives, but day one you're underwater. You do about 2 days in the pool, and then you do 2 days out in the ocean. In the lagoon, and then you're pretty much in water immediately. I think once you take your first breath underwater, it calms your nerves and makes your fears go away. Do it. They should contact Kwaj Current Scuba, the dive shop, talk to Viviana about getting a Discover dive so they can just try it. Just go underwater, breathe. Everybody thinks it's scary, and I cried through my first lesson because I was scared of everything. But once you do it, it's so fun, and you get to see things up close and personal. So try it. You won't regret it, for sure.
So Women's Dive Day is a day to celebrate women that are divers and work in the industry, and just get to celebrate us, since there's been a gender gap in the past between male and female divers. So we would love to see those numbers increase, see more women get in the water. Like some statistics about women that are divers, there's about 40% of all the people that dive that are women. And we would love to see that number get up to 50%, half and half. Right now here on Kwaj, we have about 30% that are women's diver, which we know there's a lot more men on island that are women. But we still would love to see more ladies get in the water. Yeah, I've always loved the water. I grew up in Florida, so I was always in the springs or rivers or at the beach. And so diving really seemed like the next step for me. Getting to not just go under the water, but to stay under for a longer period of time was super inspiring. It's a whole nother world under there. There's so many creatures that, you know, there's not even much research done on it yet. We know more about space than we do our oceans, and so this is encouraging us to learn more, get in the water, see more, study more.
I've always had a fascination with the sea. I love the sea creatures. I love seeing them. I want to know more about them. And this is the perfect place to do it. Living on this island, how can you not look at the ocean and say, I don't want to go out there?
I love animals in general and biodiversity, so it's really cool to be able to dive because you get to go down and actually see the animals. And if you've ever read anything that Jacques Cousteau has, or any of his other books for children for Jacques Cousteau, it's amazing how he describes it as going into an entirely different world, and it really is that.
My dad has always been a diver for his entire life, and so coming out here gave us like a good opportunity to be able to learn how to dive, and it's been really cool.
When I found out I was moving here, I definitely wanted to dive like as soon as I got here, and that was like the big thing I wanted to do when I moved here.
Oh, well, coming to Kwaj, before coming to Kwaj, like one of the main things you hear about is diving out here. So if I was gonna dive anywhere in the world, this would be the place. It's like the easiest to do, right? Like it's at your fingertips. You just grab your bike and your trailer and your gear, and 2 minutes later you're at the beach. So yeah, if you're not gonna do it on Kwaj, you're not gonna do it anywhere.
Like Sydney said, you can't find more beautiful critters truly in the ocean than here around Kwajalein. Just this morning we went on a dive and saw a manta ray literally in our backyard. Also just the coral, the fish. Every dive is so different. When you go out, it's just you see something new every single time.
I'd say I wouldn't even hesitate to do it. I just go and jump both feet in. It's amazing down there. It's wonderful to get to explore the ocean floor, and you're really having a great adventure, and you might as well while you're on Kwaj.
I know that it might be scary, but once you actually get underwater, it's amazing, and there's so many amazing things you can see and people you can meet through the community.
I would say just do it. Like, I don't think it's really that scary, and I don't know, it's just such a cool experience and such a unique experience to get to do while on island here.
There was an octopus at the beginning, which was really cool.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I saw it, then it swam away. But I think that was about it. But all the different types of fish are really cool.
Oh, today, well, there was a photo booth out there, which is not something you see normally. I think Mara, one of the club members, put out there. We all take her picture. Yeah, lots of big fish today. Someone said they saw an octopus, but I didn't see that. But I'm glad other people did. Oh, well, so I'm a pretty new diver. I only started diving about a year ago, but I always loved swimming. Like since I was a kid, I would swim, like on swim team and things like that. So like anything in the water that called my name. So diving was a natural thing to do, especially on Kwaj.
When we came out to Kwaj and moved here, my husband and I decided to take diving lessons. And once you go under for the first time, you see all the coral reefs, you're going to be hooked. You're going to see sea turtles, you'll see rays, all types of bright, colorful fish. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity out here.
I was actually in my 20s, and it's during my university years, and I went with a group, a mission trip to Papua New Guinea. And so we were all motivated to get our certification and explore the sea life there.
I think Women's Dive Day is important to get women in the water. I think there are it's a male-dominant sport, so I think it's great for women to dive together and women to hang out together and just spend time empowering women to get out in the water and try something new. Because there are a lot of new divers. There's several people here, it's their first dive experience. They just got certified and they came out for Dive Day. So I think it's important for women to uplift women and hang out and just try a new sport. That's generally male-dominated because it's an adventure sport, which more men do than women. So it's important to get women out there.
Oh, well, it's fun to do a sport or anything where it's a lot of women. In my field, I do a lot of work with a lot of men, which is great, but it's nice to do something where it's just women. And there's a lot of really talented women's divers out here. I took my open water course with Karen, a woman, so it was really great to get in the water here with her today. As, you know, instead of a teacher student, just having fun.
I know that there aren't a lot of women diving, so it's pretty cool to get a bunch of women together and kind of do something that we all love.
Yeah, I agree. We have like a really big community here, and it's fun to all go out all at once together.
Yeah. Statistically, more men dive, but when we do these events like this, we can get more women interested in diving, and I think that's really cool.
Oh, that's hard. There are a lot of awesome memories. I think the one that pops into my head was during my advanced class. We went off a boat a little bit of ways out there, and it was the deepest dive I'd done yet. And coming back up, we had to take some time. And there were a huge school of fish that were just like swarming around us, and they would come and like try and bite the cameras and things like that. Like, they weren't scary fish, but it was cool to just have them like interacting with you instead of the other way around. Like, it was like, oh, fish, octopus, come see me. The fish were kind of happy to see us too. Maybe they thought we were food. I don't know, but it was cool.
When I was on Roy, we were diving at one of the shipwrecks, and there was like 10 manta rays just surrounding our whole group, and it was really cool.
Oh, I'm jealous. I was gonna say when I saw one manta ray, but that was pretty amazing. And just seeing all the sea turtles all the time is always my favorite.
Yeah. I absolutely loved Troy's coral head, and I loved going down and seeing the shark bait ball. It's like something out of National Geographic that you would never see anywhere else. And it's amazing how they work sort of like sheepdog, and they all go together and they corral all the fish into this giant ball, and then they go in and they feed afterwards. But if you have a chance to see that, that's one of the must-sees in Kwaj.
And I've always loved the ocean, loved sea creatures. My perspective changed a little bit here. In Kwajalein, you have a lot of opportunities to grow and to learn. There's a lot of great instructors. You can learn pretty much anything you want in the water and about the water with Patty. And so I was actually motivated to get my dive masters, and I did that. And it's even more enjoyable to be able to welcome new people to Island and teach them a little bit about Kwajalein and the lagoon as well, and sea life here. And I have to add that this is my amazing daughter. Mom and daughter are diving today. How cool is that?
So I think my favorite moment diving was off of North Point about 2 years ago. There was 4 mantas just feeding and just doing their circles and swimming around us, and we got to hang out with them for like 30 minutes. And they didn't swim off, they just hung around, and we just sat there and got to watch them, and it was just crazy. It was just amazing. They're so beautiful. Another really cool thing that I love about diving, one of my favorite moments, is just the wrecks and just the history about the wrecks. The fact that we get to go underwater and see all this history. So it's not just all about the critters and the animals, it's also just about the wrecks and the history and the people that worked and died on these ships.
Several, but I will say last year on Women's Dive Day, I did not do the safety check I was supposed to do, and my tank floated away in the middle of the dive. So my girlfriends were with me, and they're like, just go, lay down on the bottom. So I go lay down on the bottom, and they put my tank back together, and yeah, I'm glad nobody videoed that part of me getting free. But that was it.